What's going on, guys? My name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new analysis. And today it isn't about a review of this tank or a preview, it is about if it's actually possible to get this tank. And quick little idea or quick little summary, it will be very hard for people which have jobs and do not have that much spare time. It is annoying. It is a very hard marathon, I think. Also, if you want to see me giving a preview of this tank or a review of this tank rather, then you should consider subscribing to my channel, because otherwise I won't be able to get this tank earlier to test it because I'm not a community contributor yet, which is a pity, but I'll take what I can get, basically. But yeah, the tank, as you see, comes with the tank, comes with this camouflage, with the Renegade camouflage, dead or alive. By the way, interesting little video they did. It was not too bad. It was a little bit cringy here and there, but it had a lot of Easter eggs and I appreciated that. We're with a Brothers in Arms crew, 3 days of premium, 1.1 million credits, some boosters, the style, and a lot of those stupid things we don't want we can get next update anyway. But yeah, that is this tank. So now, let's just have a quick look at what you have to do in this marathon. The first stage is pretty easy. I think it is easiest to just try to go for this at the beginning if you have a tier 9 or tier 10 tank, because you get either of those pretty easy. I would even say that you either need 6 games for that one or you need 2 to 3 games for that one. So the mastery skill is much more easier than the commitment. The next one, already I would say the base XP might be a little bit easier, because 20% of the enemy HP is not that little, because on tier 10s you do have around 25 to 30k HP, meaning you have to do 5 to 6k damage to get this 20% damage of your team. Obviously, if you say the whole enemy team gets destroyed. If, for example, your team sucks smooth balls, then you are good to go. Then you're good to go and can make it easily. But one thing you might already notice, it gets steep very quickly. 850 points of base experience times 5, that's a win. You have to do a decent win, otherwise, no. 9,000 base XP is already quite a step up. 17,000 base XP gets even worse. Finish the top battle and your team by 10 games. Yeah, I just quickly want to go through them because they will get harder. 30k XP is hard, is a lot, okay? 15 is also not easy to do, be the top in your damage cost. Sure, good players will have no issue. I'm not that bad of a player, but not always the best player when it comes to damage. Another 30k, which is a lot. 32,000, 35,000, 40,000, and finally 50,000. Holy macaroni. So, what is this exactly? I put together my own little personal plate of ideas. And let's just have a quick look, because that's actually ridiculous, I think. I also have here the engagement, or like commitment is it in English, but I call it engagement now. The TS5 missions to compare them to. And it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what Wargaming was thinking. But I think for a normal player, you have no chance to get it for free. Obviously, Wargaming doesn't want to give it out for free, but the TS5 looked so much more convenient to get, to be honest. Really convenient to get. But yeah, you need 251,000 XP to get this. Base XP, mind you. So no multipliers, no whatsoever, just pure base experience. To also kind of visualize, I played today 19 games. Sadly, I could only get 17 games to see again. And I put out the base XP values. And yes, sure, you have sometimes one of those great carries in the Super Hellcat. But then again, you have stinker games like those where you do 244 base XP because it's a lose, it's a lose, it's a lose. And now you can see that this can get very heavy hitting, very long quickly. I just want to point out that the TS5, for example, the first mission, which I just killed right there, the first mission for commitment was 4 times 250 base XP. And you can see in our 17 games, only twice, we didn't manage to do that. Because we played absolutely poorly, we were very, very unlucky. Out of 17 games, only 3 times we didn't manage to do it. So that would be a very easy mission, like 5 games max. 5 games max. Here, you basically need 6 at least when you have around 500 base XP range. I personally have almost 700 today with the games I played. But yeah, here already you can see 500 more base XP. 12 times top 10 damage, that shouldn't be hard. That should be actually pretty easy if you play a normal tank. Here you can see 5,000 more base XP. Here 500 damage, looks decent. This should be an easy 30 games max. Where here it will be 60 games if you have 500 base XP on average. It goes on and on and on and on. I took those calculations of Warsaw from the European Forum. I hope he doesn't mind it. If he watches the video, thanks for doing that. I don't have mine anymore. And he said that overall, over his estimation, he will probably need around 310 games for all stages. It's 31 games per day, which is a lot. But depending how effective you are, it's going to be ridiculous. Like, depending how effective you are, for example, if you have 500 base experience, you need 500 games. Here we had 310 games. And 500 base XP is already pretty tough. If you think about that, I had 700 base XP all over the game, all over my games. And I would need 35 games per day on average, 36 even, to get the tank for free. This tank is not for free. Seriously, this tank is 100% not for free. If you are an ace player and you can manage those 700 base experience per game, every single game on average, you will still need, if we take on average 7 minutes of game time, you still would need almost 42 hours of pure gameplay in those 10 days. And probably the bundle will be around 50 euros. So yeah, now you have to ask yourself, do you go to work for like 5 hours or a day to have enough money to get this tank, to just straight up buy it? Or do you really invest for less than $1 per hour to get this tank, if you are a top player? If you aren't a top player and you have 500 base XP, you need around 60 hours if you round it up. I don't know. I genuinely do not understand what Wargaming was thinking with this what's it called? With this marathon. I think it's unfair. No normal player will be able to get this tank. No normal dad, no normal working player, I think, will get this tank. Because 42 hours in 10 days, there's a 44 hours and 4 hours per day. 4 hours and maybe around 10 minutes per day playing for the next 10 days. That's on par with a Clan Wars campaign, for a Clan Wars campaign. Honestly, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I also think that Wargaming is doing it so ass-like. I'm sorry I have to say it, but personally I think Wargaming is doing this very, very obvious that this is not supposed to be beaten. The other missions, those missions here, those were beatable. Those are definitely beatable as a casual player. Those, no. And it is made very obvious that you're not supposed to get them. Just if you think about here, look, just from tier 4 to tier 5, you almost double the amount of XP you need. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. 251,000 base XP is much more than what you would need from going from a tier 9 to a tier 10 tank. I sadly can't show it because I can't see the XP values anymore, because I have every single tank in the game got Sawn, or I just have every single tank in the game. I don't know the word actually. I actually forgot the word right now. probably comes later again. But you need 25,000 base XP per day. This is so ridiculous. Seriously, this is so ridiculous. If you now take the games I've played today, I actually didn't do that, so I don't know, and sum them all up, I have not even half of it. I don't even have half of it. Sure, today was a slow day because we had the issues to get into the battle because the matchmaker was totally dying, basically. And I was playing tier 6 and tier 7 mostly. Excuse me, only tier 7 mostly. Which obviously in higher tiers you get more base XP. But just keep that in mind. I played today for 3 hours. I know it because I streamed all the 3 hours. I got not even half of what I'm supposed to get for those base XP. And it also shows you that our estimate of 7 minutes is far below what we would want. I would have needed to play more than 6 hours today if I would have played at the same ratio. That's actually ridiculous, wargaming. Seriously. I have to say this is unfair. I know you're not a welfare, but please reconsider it. The TS5 was reasonable. The M54 Renegade isn't reasonable. And again, I'm sorry guys, I won't be able to make a review or preview of this tank, so you know if it's good or not. I have a replay, which I can show you, but that's it. It's a replay one of the community managers sent me. That's it. I can't tell you how the tank is, and I'll casually play it. I won't be going for the missions because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I think wargaming. Yeah, it's wow. it's really wow. I'm kind of speechless. I'm sorry. So yeah, I guess if you are able to get it to tier 6 or so. And get 60% off, you can buy the tank for its base price, most likely. But everything below you will pay extra for stuff you don't really necessarily need. That's the marathon for you. Thank you so much for watching. And again, if you want to see more analysis like this, an actual preview of this tank, playing this tank, then feel free to leave us up. Thank you for taking your time to listen to me, and I see you in a different video.